Let me see before I go any further. Lycus is done, so Bonefield Bandits, I guess we can work on. Of course, my stream dropped. Damn it. There we go. Okay. My bitrate took a shit again. Um, so 3746. That's good. Let's see how much we can do in an hour. What time is it? 3:44. So I should be able to get this done. No. If you missed it, what I am gonna do is there's a city in Genesis called Locke. I'm just gonna create a new. I'm gonna remove this city, create a new quest line, so that the Mercenary Guild takes over Morn. Um, excuse me. This goddamn fuzzy mic filter. Sorry. uh, so the Mercenary Guild will take over Morn. From a quest line started in the hub, which will allow me to remove this. Um, and then I'm going to change all the buildings in here to more variations, the more buildings. So these guys. Um, and then I'll rebuild this and do the quest line on stream. So right now what we're going to go and do is we're going to go and work on, let me see, let's go to Gutter's Pride. I need to delete this. Turn off foliage. All right. So now we'll go to Cage because we got to work on Cage. No, it's a special tool that I have. Full bitrate is good. Let's see. Okay. So there's a rock there. Oh, by the way, here's your increased grass density. Crazy. Um, yeah, so, Isa, before you got here, I was saying that, there's a lot of grass textures that look good, but they're too high quality for how much players would want to fill the world. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce, for next version, I'm going to reduce a bunch of these textures. I think this is a 1K texture, so if it's a 1K texture, I'll drop it down to 512. So that players will be able to fill the world more. There's also like textures like this tree that could be reduced a little. Um, palm leaves and stuff like that. They're not super high resolution, but it just depends entirely on what's going on. Reduce the texture just a little bit and get an increased performance for all players. Um, yeah, that's one of the things I want to really focus on is making sure that not only does the content play well, but is the entire experience playing Genesis good enough for the player. So if you don't know what I'm doing because you didn't read the change notes, um, I took the Bone Pile, I took Gutter's Pride, and I took Lycus, and basically now Cage is the single city that has different bandit factions that plague this region and High Bone Fields. So every time you kill one faction, if you kill the leader of the faction for Cage, new bandits will pop up. And then if you kill that faction, another bandit faction will pop up. So yeah. Can you delete? Damn it. Right. Let me turn off foliage. What I probably should do is merge in expanded camping already. I mean, advanced camping, not expanded camping. Expanded camping is just a vanilla asset rework. Doesn't add anything new. Okay. You can, but it's you can change the map and everything on it, but it's a fucking pain in the ass. Which is generally why one would recommend not doing it. Plus, it would need an external program to constantly repatch the thank you for the follow, Pyroth. Um, you would need a custom program to check if Kenshi is updated or has been updated, and then if it's been updated, it would have to reapply the um, mod update. So the thing is that Isa, the reason you don't do it is because you have to replace vanilla files, which obviously get replaced every time there's an update or a patch or anytime you need to check. Yeah, it gets removed with verification. So if something's wrong with the mod and you go to re-verify, then you have to manually add all those files back in, which is why you would need an external program to control that. Okay. Go, you can go. Um, all right. So if we're doing anything, we're gonna put metal walls here, I guess. On the I guess it'll have to be on the outside. Makeshift gate would make sense if there's something else that I would want to use. What's up, Screet? Not gonna use that. I'll probably use the stockades. Not gonna use wall B gate. Alright, so we'll go metal gate. Concrete? No. Alright, so we'll go makeshift gate. We'll go makeshift gate. Viewership count and all that is correct. That's a pretty good location. So now stop it. Stop it. Go back down, damn it. Pop. Yeah, it's cool. I got started streaming late today. Really late. I slept in really late. Yeah, I started streaming. Um, I wanted to stream for much longer. I wanted to start streaming in January. But real life got in the way, and I got caught up with a whole month-long incident with getting my new PC, which was a fucking pain in the ass. Yeah, so okay, so for reference, Isa, you may have seen me talk about how bad my old PC was. Basically, I had 512 megabytes of VRAM. Yeah, I said megabytes. Um, so I had like nothing. But I obviously modded Kenshi. So what I did was I was like, fuck it, if because I don't care. Yeah, yeah, yes, megabytes, yes, MB. So what I wanted to do was create a kind of safety blanket. It was an old PC. I never expected to game on it. I got it for work and for stuff like that. And then I ended up playing Kenshi. But anyway, so I chose this PC I really wanted. And what I ended up doing was I got a 3080. So my laptop is now, it has 16 gigabytes of 32 megahertz VRAM, RAM. So I have 16 gigs of 3200 megahertz VRAM. I have 8 gigabytes 3080. I have a i9 I have an i9 11th gen. With a lot of patience. That's how I modded Kenshi. Yeah, so incredible upgrade. And then I started, once I got the PC, I took 3 days. I got it 2 weeks ago. I took 3 days to set up streaming, video recording, some background stuff. I've still got to do some stuff. No, it actually ran pretty well. My old PC. It was just that um, I wasn't able to use this software to its um, greatest potential. Um, because my PC would take a while to load stuff. But generally, if I'm in a city and the city is loaded, I can do whatever I want in the city because everything's loaded. Um, so yeah. And then yesterday, I started uploading everything to YouTube. And immediately got copyright claimed on 2 of my videos. Um, 3 sections in one video and 1 section in another. Yeah. Let's see. Walls. Wall. Yeah, I got copyright claimed. No, it wasn't game music. It was background music. Uh, so all right, you gotta shut the fuck up. Yeah, it was just music playing in the background. Um, Stupid mistake. So hopefully I sound better today. I turned up my mic gating, so it shouldn't be able to detect background noise as much, um, which a couple people have commented on. And I increased my mic volume as well as the game volume through OBS. So hopefully that works out better. And I don't want to turn my mic up too high. I'm already pushing. Uh, Let me see. I'm already pushing what is technically like the yellow zone for my mic volume. Um, Maybe. Um, yeah, every time I speak, it jumps up to uh negative 15 decibels. I guess it is. Um, yeah, fuck if I know. I just want to stream. I'll improve over time. And so Screet, to your question, this is Cage. I've reduced all minor bandit factions in the Bone Fields into one city. Every time you kill the leader, it gets replaced by another faction, and eventually you'll just have like small nests of the remnant factions roaming around. What was I doing? Walls. Stockade. Yeah, the general idea. So Isa, if you don't know, I work a lot with. You probably have some idea, but I work a lot with Boron, um, and we bounce a lot of ideas back and forth. Um, and the general premise, the reason I started streaming, is because we want to expand what we can do together into a business, more or less. Hard to explain what it is. So the general idea is get views, subs on Twitch, expand the YouTube, um, and then eventually we'll go from there. And the more money coming in will be put into, yeah, yeah. That's exactly what we're doing. We're trying to get Twitch babes. Um, that's exactly it. Um, thanks for recognizing us. Uh, you're the first Twitch babe. But anyways, so joking aside, um, we want to turn it into something that is community focused first. That's not bad. Um, and who knows, maybe one day, um, yeah, the Great Wall of Tetanus. Maybe one day what we'll be able to do is buy the Nexus. When we start making a bajillion dollars a year. Um, because I want to create a platform, and I think Boron generally has the same idea as me. Um, yeah. That's long term goal. Um, but the general idea is to create a platform in which, beyond our Discord, you have modders and asset artists and regular 2D artists and painters and people who knit, and you know what I mean. Basically, an artist of any shape and size gets together, and that includes game developers and music creators. And basically, I want to create a long-term platform that is independent of all of the bigger platforms. So ArtStation used to be a very good recommendation, but it got bought by Epic. Um, what was it? The 3D modeling site everybody uses got bought by Epic. Um, you know what I mean? And so it creates this pressure on a community unnecessarily. Um, and there's a lot of artists out there who just don't get any recognition. Also, first and foremost, I'm just going to say this: fuck NFTs. Um, if you're making art to make NFTs, you're going down the wrong path. You really are. Uh, I don't know what to tell you, because there's some great artists out there who genuinely, if they took a shot with their art and was like, "Hey, game developer, hire me," they would probably get a yes, or they would get a recommendation from that game developer to another game developer. But they're like, "Yeah, I want to make a quick buck, so here's my NFT for $50. or in many cases, here's my NFT, buy it for 5 million, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Anyways, um, but there's a lot of people that fly under the radar, um, and I think that's sad. I think it's especially in the game industry. Um, a lot of the game industry has kind of turned into putting your political opinions in gaming, which nobody wants. Nobody wants your political opinions. Nobody wants you talking about how big or small or, you know, fat or LGBT approved, a game is. Um, you know what I mean? Make a good game. If a character's gay, so what? If a character has big big boobs, so what? If you know what I mean? Like nobody cares. Like is the game good or not? But everybody's like, "Oh, well, I don't like her hairstyle or I don't like." That's so fucking shallow. You're supposed to be a game journalist. You're supposed to be an artist. You're supposed to be, you know what I mean? And that's kind of one of my driving goals is to create something where people get what they want, where the community gets what they want, through honesty and integrity, and people get to be themselves without the pressure of like you'll have a game journalist who will make an article about you know like Kotaku will have an article about you know The Last of Us 2 and the gay character in it, and it's like nobody cares. No, you know what I mean? That's not the issue with the game. Nobody cares that a character is gay. Everybody cares that the writing is terrible. Um, but yeah, so the general premise is to grow a platform that pushes gaming and artist creation back into the realm of I do this because this is my hobby, this is my job, this is what I want to see put out in the world, you know, stuff like that. By the way, in case you're wondering, the Metal Gate was the only thing here last time, so I'm glad I'm going back and redoing this city. Um, but yeah, and then there's people in my community right now who want to um, make games and stuff like that. Um, and I joke around every once in a while, and I'm like, I'll be your publisher. Um, if you live in a different country and you need an American publisher, I'll be your publisher. And then someone actually posed a question, and I was like, you know what I mean? They were like, would you really be my publisher? And I'm like, well, you know, so about that, uh, you know, and yeah. Well, I don't want it to be a joke, right? Like I obviously want to create a space where somebody in my community is like, hey, I have this great game idea and I've made this game and blah blah blah, but I can't publish it on Steam because I need a publisher, and I want to be like, I got you, my dude. You know what I mean? Oh, you want to sell your art? Okay, let's do it. Um, but it's just like it was so unexpected to me that I mentioned on stream, I think the very first day I was streaming, and then somebody DM me later in the night and was like, "Hey, if I have a game, will you publish it?" And I was like, "I don't have the means at the moment. How far it is your game release? I can instruct you on how to set it up so you can self-publish." But yeah, How do I want to do this? I want this to be just barely over the limit, but that means this is in. Well, the thing is I don't. I wouldn't want to. So that to me that feels like if I can consult someone, I want to do it for free. I want to build a relationship that's you know good for them and good for me. Um, will that work? I hope that'll work. Defense, but I want to build I want to build something that is good for both of us. And I feel like if I'm charging money, um, it might create a problem. Also, is this bitch floating? Yes, it is. What the fuck am I doing? I just moved that down. But obviously, I don't have the money right now. Full table, throne. Google is OP. Please nerf. Yep. 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 Well, I'm glad to know that I'm better than anime. What are you watching? AMIA AMAIM. Hey, he's the one that said it, not me. I just happen to be reiterating it. Warrior at the Borderline. Never heard of it. Okay, so camping. Um, right, but I can't use. So I will have to use the swamp platforms. Shack stores? Stores is okay. What the fuck is the cannibal thing called? It's not a shack. It's not a house. Not a dome. Not a wall house. Not a bunker dome headquarters. Definitely not an ash dome. Not a lagoon platform. Not a pavilion. Shanty shacks aren't bad. certainly not walking through that. Putting cannibals in shanty towns is offensive to cannibals all over the world. Fuck cannibals. You know what I saw on Twitter the other day? I saw people literally discussing how to eat other people. And at first I thought it was a joke, and I was like, ha ha ha. And it turns out they were actually giving instructions on what body parts to eat, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with people? At what point in your mind do you ever think, yeah, let me go on Twitter and tell people how to eat bodies? What the fuck are you talking about? It was literally like, here's how you would cook a leg, or here's what organs you can eat and what organs you can't. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what the fuck am I reading? I do. I mean, I don't, but I do. I don't want to eat another person. I don't give a fuck how hungry I am. Sorry, I like you guys, but I wouldn't. I don't like you enough to eat you. I mean, I don't know what else to fucking tell you. Sorry if that breaks someone's heart, but armchair cannibals. Yeah, I don't. It was definitely an eye-opening experience for me. I was, you know what I mean? Like you don't usually see that kind of craziness online. If it is, it's generally like really stupid shit. But yeah, that was kind of. I was like, what the fuck am I doing on Twitter? Seriously, what the fuck am I doing on Twitter? So we have one, two, three, four, five buildings plus the main tower. I'm probably not going to let this be the main tower, and I'll use a broken watchtower. Excuse me. I don't like you enough to eat you. Sorry. Uh, so we got two floors. Oh, by the way, Isa, I don't know if I showed you or if you've seen these. These are new assets Boron was working on for me, for both of us. I keep saying for me, but really we're both going to use them. Um, there are some more. He's still working on. Here's a 2-story one. Um, the lights shouldn't be floating. So this is a new gate, Isa. Um, it actually has an interior on top, so you can put a guardhouse in the gate and then connect walls to it. Um, there's also a guardhouse in the gate. I mean, in the wall. Um, there's this super giant ass building. Um, I'm pretty sure Boron made some changes to the interior. Then you've got a bigger open interior, then a smaller, and then you have this floor which technically doesn't. This would technically, this part right here would be the quote unquote roof. Um, got this, which I think this building is super neat. So you have a big wide open bottom. Um, so you have a big wide open bottom, and then you have one room, two rooms, but they're separated. Third room, roof. Um, I've done a lot of this showing off. Um, and then we also have the assets already. Um, Azuchi House, um, the Azuchi A-frame, the Azuchi Temple. Um, we have a gate. We have a small shack, storm house, uh, Torii Gate walls. Yeah. So these are the assets we already have in game. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of work. Boron is the kind of person where like he'll start a project. I was saying this yesterday. He's the kind of person where he'll start a project and then all of a sudden he's like 80% done and then he's like, okay, new project. But it's like if he spent another 5 minutes on that 80%, the project would be done. So he's just like he always wants to challenge himself to do something new, something harder. Um, there's an asset. Actually, I can't tell you. I can't tell you that. Okay. It's all the same project in the grand scheme of things, but you jump from one thing to the other. Yeah, exactly. Right now you're doing the architecture, but the new quote unquote empire buildings are still not completely finished. That's what everyone says. They'll finish it soon. They'll finish it real soon. Vice, you said there was floating stuff in the hub. Oh, you've got fucking boron. There's no way you did this. Boron, you left zone files. No, I haven't merged them yet. I've just got to make sure that I disable the mod next time I open it up and make sure that this zone is clean. Which is probably why the hub is all fucked, because now it has. I don't see any floating lights. Let me see. I'll disable Empire buildings. Make sure that. Oh, that's right. Make it dark. The purchasable market stalls are not supposed to be a thing. Crazy. Which I almost positive is fixed. I did forget that you asked that earlier. Still fighting Millennia. She's so that trio. Never mind. You said no tips. Um, she is parryable. I'll say that. Um, let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing any floating lights. Although while we're here, someone said, where is it? It's right here. Oh, right. delete. I can unpin that. Yep, I'm looking at that right now. It's 1942 1066. $19,442. Stop it. 19. Then it's what? 19,442. So 442, roughly around here. Oh, okay. 19,442. 1066. Negative 2629. So it's all the way down here, near Ironhaven? Yep. Oh, right. Okay. I know why. I know exactly where it is, too. It is right out here-ish. Somewhere. I can use P. It should technically bring up the physics of the option, or I can do, because it's a spotlight, show Skinner's Rome isn't. See? Found it. What's that idea? Floating light. Lay something down somewhere and tell you to go find it claiming you forgot to remove it. Yeah, that would be annoying. I'd probably quickly figure it out. What the fuck were we working on? Oh, cage. Stop distracting me with bug fixes. I gotta do, others, not bug fixes. Uh-oh. That's no good. Because there's light geometry. That means lights. So I guess I will delete you. Oh, okay. Buildings, broken watchtower. It's not. So light geometry isn't a bad thing. It's just that it was rendering, so I thought maybe I had forgotten to delete the lights. But what the light geometry was an interior. Um, so if I go to, see, so now it's got light geometry showing again. Okay, so let me see. The big rock here, so I don't have to worry about that. It's a place called Cage. It's in a. It's fuck. What is this? Northwest of Katoon. And yeah, Swishos did. Swishos duplicated the bone asset from the terrain features, slapped a texture on it, and then scaled it down. Um, yeah. So then you just add the bones on top of it. It's pronounced Katsun. Yeah. Okay. Um, Katsune. 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 What is this? Fucking weeb talk? Why? Because you watch anime? You're an expert on Japanese culture because you watch anime? Yeah, the very Japanese town of Bristol is right. Oh, because your name uses Chinese characters. That's why you're an expert on Japanese culture? Oh, okay. By the way, in case you guys ever wonder how crazy I get with building stuff, this is how crazy I get. No, they okay. Trying to find your artist. Trying to find Bristol, uh, in Japan. Um, so the thing about Chinese animation is when so the downside is that a lot of their art form is now dictated by their government, right? So you don't have a lot of self-expression and a lot of self-exploration that a lot of other uh, cultures do. So some of the greatest world lore comes from China, but 200 years ago, and all of a sudden you have a crackdown on gods and who to worship, and as the Communist Party started to take form, um, and self-expression became a thing of the past. And then of course they want quick bucks, so 3D is generally the way to do it. Okay, so now we add the lights. Yeah, it is pretty sad to see how far they've the Chinese party over the Chinese culture overall has fallen. It's incredibly sad. Okay, so now no way collision. Hey, don't you talk about my country. Don't you talk about my country like that. But I think for the most part a lot of people in America are generally just people. It's usually the most vocal people who give everything a bad light, um, especially in America. Like interacting with people online gives you a bit of a wider experience. But man, people in America are so fucking arrogant. Like so I'm Native American. I'm Native American and trying to explain somebody how British conquering America was like just kind of a thing that happened, right? Is like they're like so I have to explain to them like okay, Native Americans were not these peace-loving people. They were warriors. They would gut people like a fish, string you up by your entrails, scalp you and burn your village alive while your loved ones were in it. You know what I mean? Like that's my history. So then people are like, yeah, well, the British colonizing America, doesn't make it right. And I'm like, I'm not saying I make it makes it right. It's just a fucking fact of history. It happened. Who the fuck cares? I don't. Most Native Americans don't. You know what I mean? It happened. What the fuck are you gonna do? Tell all white people to leave the United States? You know, okay, if you really want to do that, watch the world collapse as all of a sudden the rest of the world has to protect the United States because all of a sudden only Native Americans are allowed in the United States. Okay, I don't know. British colonialism gets you feeling very patriotic. Yeah, right? And then it's like, yeah, humans are fucked. Uh, Imagine an empty New York City. What do you mean? There wouldn't be an empty New York City. It would just be the city of rats. I mean, it already is, but you would just remove the human population. Hell, who knows? I might actually be able to get some decent food there. Uh, yeah, it's so weird to think about how you could try and discuss something with somebody and their whole worldview is so spoiled and so self-centered that they don't understand, like, you know, yeah, you don't really have it that bad. You really don't have it that bad. All right, let's see. Um, that's what I'm talking about. Is like there's you know how okay, so let me explain it to you like this. Okay, so this is the American news cycle, right? So before the Russian-Ukrainian war, it was Ukraine is ruled by fascism. Ukraine is so bad, blah blah blah. And then now it's like save Ukraine. Don't worry about the homeless people we have in America. Just save Ukraine. Give them all of our money. Send them weapons. We're not going to war. Our economy isn't fucked. that moment when you know 6 years ago the American dollar was worth more than the British pound, or roughly equivalent to, and now the British pound is like, if you live in Britain, you come here and it's like you're really getting your money's worth. You're like, wow, this room is only £5 a night, and in American dollars it's like $50,000 a night. It's fucking embarrassing. Oh, there's a lot of flaws with America in general, but I feel like if we taught more about the rest of the world, you know what I mean? Because there's so much like culture out there. Did you know there's a clan? There's a clan in Australia. Um, there's a clan in Australia. I think it's Australia. There's a clan in Australia uh, that uses true direction in their language. They use north, south, northeast, south, and west. Um, so instead of like saying go 400 feet forward, take a left, and then go another 400 feet, they say go north and then west. Like, do you know how absolutely mind-boggling that is? Like, they use true cardinal directions. How the fuck do you get lost if your entire language is based off of the subconscious thought of true direction? There's no way you would ever get lost. Oh, I just need to go north. oh, I just need to go east. You don't ever have to think, is this east? Do I have to go east 500 feet and then north 500 feet? You just say, no, I'm going east. It's so wild to think about like how many cultures are out there that like a lot of people just don't know about. Yeah, but I mean obviously you append it with like measurements, right? But if somebody's like functionally, if you always knew what direction you were facing, it would be so hard to get lost. Even if you're in like a completely wooded area, you look up and you're like, oh, the sun is to my east. Okay, I need to go south to get back to where I was. You know what I mean? What direction is north? Oh, I don't need to ask that question because I subconsciously always know where north is. I guess I can. All right, so we'll close more now. We'll open up cage boy. Why the fuck is there a town called Cage Beast? Oh, it's a nest. Well, yeah. Residential. 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 Mm, yes and no. So if you're underwater and blindfolded, tech, unless you're in like a what is it? The unless you're in the Black Sea, um, technically you should float up. So telling someone to go up isn't like, you know what I mean? You should technically be able to tell what direction up is. Okay. So I just need to change the watchtower to a broken watchtower. If moving in a direction starts to pop your ears, go the other way. Yeah, I guess that's technically true. Okay, so how many buildings do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. So 8 houses. I only need 5 turrets, don't grow. Screed, I thought you said you had to go to work or something. When are you leaving? You should be leaving right about now, right? What do you mean, probably? Does that mean you just decided you weren't going to work today? Much cleaner and simpler. Oh, going to bed for work tomorrow. Okay. Zero point 0.8. I'll tell you what, it is such a nice day out. Let's go to Katoon. Characters. Marrow. Delete. Clean up. Okay, save. Let's see what the interior's looking like. And it's just got a bunch of trash. Makes sense. What is our AI like? Patrol town 24-hour cage. Eh. Any packages stay at home? Hey Boron, if I add 3 separate packages, they randomize between the packages, right? Or is it just one package? Yeah, never mind. That's a dumb question. I already. Yeah, it was a dumb question. You can add multiple AI packages and are randomized between the package. Yep. Already figured it out. So, let me see. They don't need this. Add patrol 24-hour patrol. Okay. Now we will do interior. No. That's fine. think that's good. That's good. That's good. I'm trying to think if I want to add any more decorations to the place, but I don't think I do. Because this area does notoriously choke some people's PCs, so... Alright, Scree, I'll catch you later. And then... I think that's good. Let me see, they've got 3 different AI packages. They can patrol the town, they can roam away from the town, they're set to regenerate, can't buy a house. So they should regenerate unless you kill the leader. I just need to add nests conditional on if their leader is dead, which I can do tomorrow. For those watching and lurking, I'll be on tomorrow. If you're on the Discord, feel free to say hey. If you're not on the Discord, join the Discord. If you got a Twitch Prime, give me your Twitch Prime. I want your money. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Much love to you guys. I will be back in the morning. I will not oversleep again. And I'll probably work on the stream a little bit tomorrow. Try and add in chat. So one, I don't look batshit crazy on YouTube. So I'll try to add in chat to the overlay. And maybe some background music. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow.